Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have Grandmaster Evelyn versus the buffed Grandmaster Diana in Korea, because we have AP ratio and base value improvements to the shield on the W. We have an AP ratio buff to the damage on the W, and we have an AP ratio buff to the E as well. Will that be enough to kind of make Diana a little bit more viable, I guess is the word? Let's find out. Her play rate has definitely gone up because she is a popular champion that people like to play. But she has been quite obnoxious over the past 2 years when you look at things like your, your tank builds, your Demonix Embrace builds, your Nash's Tooth builds. And here we have the Evelyn doing the Red Raptors start on the top side, and that's why I like this clear, As obviously we're going to go the AP build, it's the best way to play the champion if you want to actually carry games. I like basically saying, hey, I went leashless red side. Totally. You have no idea where I went. But in reality, I started on the Wolves, which is important because if the champion here is an Elise or something that wants to go for a Necton dive or Nidalee or things like this, you take away the possibility for counter jungling. At the same time, don't you hate this champion? This little pissworm, I just hate that she has that ability. Like, we snuck away a wolf, blue side clear, which again, we should probably do wolf's gromp blue just to make sure we have that good sequencing. And the Evelyn most likely going to be sequencing down here doing the, the maximized farming clearance. And now we get spotted by the stupid hawk shot. I really, really don't think that should be a thing because it literally undoes all the work you can do as a jungler against an enemy jungler. Now, the Evelyn, for example, knows that this is what's happening. And that's such an irritating concept. And obviously we have to play around and we have to track and we have to understand this, right? It's on us to play against what these Ashe has done. And now we're going to basically probably die to this if Diana doesn't play properly or escape. There we go. That was nicely done. That's exactly how you did it. Ah, shit. Uh-oh. QE over the wall. Now I'll just do this while the Evelyn maybe takes my red. Evelyn could stick it around and do this, but then the Rel can rotate faster. It's all because Ashe hits a stupid arrow. And Diana can do absolutely nothing about it. A little passive to kill those tiny babies to finish it off. But the most important thing from a jungling perspective is always just ensure that you make the right play and don't die on that situation, especially as Diana. We've seen many Diana metas where people don't understand that it's okay to lose a camp, it's okay to lose something. Just understand you are a farming jungler. Sequence, I lost my stuff. Oh well. Don't go vertical jungling and tower diving at Cassante and things like this. It's okay to lose a few camps early. The Virkayu.gg and Gosu Academy bootcamp begins on Monday, July 24th. It's only a few more days to sign up. I will be giving away multiple courses to those who do sign up. Myself and Coach Kaiben will be covering absolutely everything there is to know in a completely revised, never before done bootcamp curriculum. And don't worry if you can't make all the sessions, VOD access will be granted, as well as VOD access to previous bootcamps as you require. So to give yourself the best chance of climbing through all the new tiers, including the new Platinum and new Emerald, and getting to your peak faster than ever, join the bootcamp by Gosu Academy, Monday, July 24th. I hope to see you all there. Now we see the Diana flex to the top side because she has nothing else that she can do. And the Evelyn's, again, as I said, going to be constrained to this side now. Yeah, she gets the red. Yeah. Guys, Grandmaster challenges. Why do you make these mistakes? I spent all my livelong days trying to teach fundamentals to the beautiful junglers that watch these videos and say, hey, you should stick to the walls and kite up nicely and always path such that you can avoid expected vision, and if it's unexpected and placed well, then hey, you're going to be seen anyway. But there's no reason to give freebie visions. The Evelyn knows, because she started Raptors started red side, that this camp will spawn early, pre-4 minutes. Then obviously this will be up right now, 4:33, right? Because she did her red. If she did the Krugs before the red, they'll spawn obviously a little sooner. But the Diana basically knows, hey, I have to give up that bottom side. I can't contest it. The Draven Ashe has prio. They have Hawkshot. They have the Evelyn down there. Yeah, I lost my red, so I'll just go take the top side scuttle, right? I'll give it up, not die, take the top side scuttle, strategically counter jungle, and then of course fall back to my wolves, my gromp. So we have to be wary because the Evelyn should in theory still be down here, choking on words as the Jace is choking on his abilities. Oh, that's the worst thing that can happen. But as a Diana main, it's also not the... No, that's pretty terrible. This is good. I like this because the gold graph in this particular game is that of deficit, pain, turmoil from the Diana's perspective. And we have to figure out a way of how to stay relevant, scale, and use Diana's strengths to come out ahead. And what you're seeing is exactly that. Farming jungler gets compromised through invade. Oh no. As long as I don't die, give it up, take something else on the other side of the map, and they're stuck on the other side, cool. Then I can strategically counter jungle as I know the timers. And in theory, we could also have gone for this as well. But, you know, if you're going to take this on respawn sub 4 minutes, you're not going to wait 30 seconds to take the Krugs. So go back and take your Wolves, take the Grump. Ashe is killing the Rel. Where am I looking here? I'm looking at this a little bit. Something interesting. And then, of course, we could finish off the Krugs and go back to base. But if you have Dark Seal, you have a Control Wood, you have Blessing Wand, and you know that you want to go to the bottom side. Oh, you know, blah, 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 blah. And you know you want, no, okay, so this would be the absolute stupidest death of all time from the Ashe's perspective. I was only an Ashe support main could hit vision on the jungler and still position in such a way as to die. Honestly hilarious. You see Evelyn mid lane going up. That's why we're still going for this. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. We see the Evelyn here going up. That's why we keep chaining this down. If we are worried about the Evelyn pathing down, then yeah, don't. Honestly, really nice recovery. Well done. Didn't automatically give up on the Ashe gank there because we saw her positioning and her posturing and how she's moving in and out. A little bit of ego checking for the Ashe there, and Draven is always being ego checked every single game. Now, fundamentals from a farming jungle perspective here. Give up what you have to give up, counter jungle when you can, take equal and opposite when you can, and I like the reset into the atomization into the bottom lane gank because we can fall back to our Krugs and then we can repeat gank it afterwards. Or we could do the Krugs and then gank after that, shove it up, maybe counter jungle blue side, look for a dragon. Not really, but you could see in certain eaters why the dragon would be important because your bot lane are just going to do it. You might as well get the free juice. The Evelyn in the meantime, as we saw shows here, goes back up, going to do her stuff over there. Diana is definitely worried about potentially losing, you know, some vertical jungling, and at the same time also hits 6 and just says, hey, let's just go in here. Whoa, we'll die, but we'll get the kill. Fine, we'll take that. Warding placed, and now free cash money gold. So if you're worried about potentially like a Graves, as you see this, right? You see the Graves on the enemy team show here go up, Talon, anything like that, and you see a Renekton with Prior over a Gangplank, and Jace being shoved in by Cassante, and you're like, well, you know, then don't. Just repeat gank here after doing your Krugs. You know you have 6 now. You know they're going to come back to lane after you just killed them. You know they're not 6. Abuse it and punish it as soon as you can, which she did. Yes, she died. And that's fine. You know, that's absolutely great. Because if we die here, or we live here, it doesn't really matter. That's still the play we want to make. Ideally live, and then reset and go to the top side. But this is what we knew was going to happen. There you go. We knew that was going to happen. We now have Alternator. We have Blasting 1. Evelyn is a little bit hidden at this particular stage, but we have the control wood on the Grom, so if she shows up, she's not going to. She won't hit the plant either, because anonymity is her friend. We have your 2v2 in the mid lane with the Jace super duper low. Ashe just doing some that action. Evelyn should rotate to the mid lane here for a cheeky killer assist. There it is. And there's a charm, there's a Q's, there's the E's, and that's a nice kill. So Dinah watches this. You're just watching this the whole time. That's all you're doing. You're watching, you're farming, you're watching, you're farming, you're observing pathing habits, where people are going. 1-1-3, not ideal, but if we're 3-1-1, that's great as well. We do have ult up in 6 seconds here. We're going to just go back onto this. Q3. That was a very important flash. And that was insanely well done by the red team. That was like flex Q clash stacking of CC. The Q3 was primed. Ashe pulled up the arrow to hit it so that the Q3 was guaranteed, and then Evelyn would charm her on that as well. Beautiful. So the respect flash from the Diana, immediately recognizing that was happening, and just bounces. It's exactly what you're going to do mechanically in these situations. But hey, we have to give a lot here. We're having to give a lot up. Because Evelyn's already promo roaming, but look at the CS. 73 to 50, gold, 3.5 for Evelyn, 3.8 for Diana. That's the metric we need, that's the metric we want. Bottom line we can do nothing about at all at this particular stage. Static Shiv Kaisa remains, I suppose, and obviously here we'll flex the Herald. Clenching nice and strong over there. Always got to make sure you're practicing your clenching, because when a Renekton roams down like this, when top laners roam down, we all know how those top laners are when they have the ability to have prior. You know, they like to just randomly check heralds, and if you take it, they'll just have a look to see if you're available for free cash out. Bottom lane is going to rotate to the mid lane here purely because they have nothing else to do in their lives. because they've been absolutely smurfed upon by the Ashe, apparently, despite the fact that Dan is doing a good job. Hold the wave, move over here, this is it. Right, we're down 2k early, we see this over here. Now at this point you probably assume, hey, maybe they're doing the dragon, and unlike a lot of the videos we cover on the coaching channel and on this channel, just give it up, man. Like on the coaching channel yesterday, this Nocturne is actually in a pretty good spot. Just face checks and dives to a dragon. It happens all the time. Look at the Diana here. Are they on the dragon? Maybe. Can I contest it? No, so I'll just keep farming. And when they're not on the dragon and they go kill the Jace again, oh, does that change anything? No. No, it changes literally nothing. But now I finished my quadrant, I know everyone's going to be coming down to the bottom side, and I probably would not walk through that brush, just in case it was warded, but I would love to do a lane gank here onto this Kai'Sa. This is the vision denial, very important vision denial, so don't hit this ward, please. That's why this works. Ashe says, I probably saw you. There you go. This is a good ward. See, I would assume this was warded right here as you scan, obviously, and you would not always expect this one, and because it's gone down from 10 seconds to 6 seconds on the oracles, I would only scan this frequently if there was a consistent, like, shove here. So one could argue that, hey, look, if you want to be a Grandmaster Challenger jungler, you should be seeing the Ashe move in and out of this all the time. Dive it. Get the kill, so you should probably go ahead and scan on the way to the bottom lane through there. I think we can all agree that's probably what we should be doing, but seeing all of those things, is not always going to be the easiest thing to do in-game. So we hang around anyway because we know that Evelyn's going to be here anyway, so we just wait for the wave to push up a little bit. We'll scan and chill in the bush. We get hit by a random Ashe arrow. Again, this ward is placed. Obviously, Unleashed Teleport is available at this particular stage. Evelyn shows up to kill the Herald, and we're just going to go all in here. We missed the ult there, but we did burn the flash from the Ashe. We do get the crash on the turret. GP ults. We get another E onto the Evelyn to get that kill. Cassandra shows up. GP ult will cover us. Nice rotation by the Jace. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Showcases to you a lot about patience, man. Like, if you're playing Diana and you're playing this kind of build, in and out, play around your cooldown, space, space, space. Same thing when hovering. Like, I finish all the camps. That's a dead Raven. Now he's teleporting. Now it's too late because they should be running away. Run away. Run away. Coconuts. Coconuts. Had a discussion about this literally tonight. Literally tonight. Literally before I recorded this. A Diana question in the membership Discord that I've just opened. We have free weekly coaching classes and things like that. It's all linked below. As part of the course packages. And there was this Diana who said, look, I went for this dive. Was it a good idea? Because the Diana died while diving, as the Renekton does here, as Cassandra yeets Rel out and says, I'm going to kill you too. And the Diana goes in here. It is a rough situation and actually ends up dying because someone counter ganks or TPs or whatever. Same kind of situation. And the problem was, when we're, in theory, meant to be running away, if you think, okay, look, it's doomed, just turn and try and get whatever you can. And the fact that we're Rocket Belt here gives us the mobility, which we saw, gives us the HP, which we saw. And then we used our E to make sure we get the final kill there instead of going away empty-handed, using that mobility with our kit. This was a great example of a Diana dive and using the E, using the flash. Well, we didn't have the flash, but if you did imagine, using smite, using everything in your kit to be able to tank, move around, sustain, do the damage. And if you think, okay, look, it's a doom scenario, don't run away and do nothing. Don't run away and think, oh, just turn and get something back. Because even if you die, if we at least kill the Ashe or the Draven while, we're going to die anyway, it's better than not killing them, right? And that was a big thing about the lesson. It's if you mess up or something happens in a dive like that, just get everything you can before you get wiped off. But also because we hadn't gone back to base, and we had about 3,000 gold in pocket. And I'm like, well, if you had converted that to a rocket belt, you got the HP, you got the damage, you got the active, you got way more ability to actually get the kill quicker and get out with survivability, which is what this proto belt just provided us. So it's a great example, randomly, absolutely randomly, of that. Rocket belt again active. Now we do have flash here. Do we have the confidence to kill a Cassandra? Yes, always. Always when you're Diana with a rocket belt and a shadow flame rush. I do like this. Obviously, Zhonya's you can do if you need the survivability in this particular case. If you feel like you want the HP and the damage and the shields and the penetration is nice as well, then your Shadow Flame is always a great second item on Rocket Belt users. Evelyn, we would prefer the Death Cap, obviously. Catch the wave, shove the wave, keep your econ high. See, that's the thing. Everyone's fighting. Everyone who's losing is not really of concern to us, so we just watch them fight. We catch this person out. We push the wave up. Now we move on and rotate over. We do have Flash, obviously, as well still. Oh, hello, Evelyn. Let me just go ahead and do that. Oh, force your ult. That's unfortunate because I'm going to flash over the wall and have Rocket Belt plus my W active for the extra tick damage and another Q to finish. Passive proc as well. We Q the wave. Kasante TP's in. Kai'Sa dies over committing. We hit the Q onto the Renekton. Of course, now it seems like we might die. Although, maybe we live. Haha. Well then, I thought for a second, hey, we were dead, but the itemization and actives and quick thinking with your abilities. Great. Love it. I love it. I love it on any champion. I love it on any champion because it's so important that you know what you can possibly do in those tight situations. And it's how you know if you know your champion, right? See, we'll do the QE there to gap close onto the minion wave just to see if we can go back in here. And then we can, of course, go in with our ER. We'll get that kill as well. We have the W active as necessary. We hit another Q onto the Ashe to give her that moonlight. But obviously, we have no E at this particular stage because we use the second proc prior to the Q coming off cooldown. So, like, that kind of stuff, it's so fluid, isn't it? Just immediately knowing, hey, I can hit my spells, I can go and I can get this kill. Huge. Learn your champions, my friends. Read the cooldowns, read the wikis, think about the itemization spikes. Don't just do something for the sake of it. The reason Rocket Belt and a lot of items work with best win rates and best play rates is for a good reason. Understand that reason before you shift to other things. That's, I guess, the best way to put it. Because there are obviously some people that just synergize better with Nash's Tooth, for example. But the Rocket Belt is the best option for the reasons you're seeing right here. The mobility, the HP, the damage, the build path into this as well. Total bonus damage, 713 already. Absolutely bazonkers what we can do when we know how to play the champion without thinking. Muscle memory. And we itemize correctly. So, we'll go around the top side here with the punt. Obviously, the slice and dice is used. We'll just go back in here, and we can absorb all of that damage. Renekton, strong. Cooldowns, you see that? Cooldowns, in and out. I don't have my cooldowns. I'm going to back away a little bit, and I'll go back in with the QE afterwards. Always, always, always. Assassins, which is what Diana is with this particular case here, 19, right? But hit that, that thing gets refreshed. So, the best thing you can possibly do, always, play around your cooldowns. Don't go in as an Echo if you don't have W. You don't think you can get a kill. That's a problem with Echoes a lot of the time. Hey, I'm going in, but you don't have W. And if you don't have the damage to kill them with an EQ auto, then, you know, you probably shouldn't be going in. Now, again, we have the Proto Belt to escape from certain situations. That is a dead, exploded, moonlit Kasante. Diving while we're not watching because we're talking about Diana's great stuff. Itchy ear, there we go. Carry on. There's a bug. There's a bug flying around. Keeps landing on my ear. Happy that's the first time it's happened. Second Herald has spawned. Red team has gone to the mid lane. Here we are flashing to safety as the Kai'Sa, but still getting charmed down. Whoa! Jace hits a huge arcane Q. And the Dyna's now rotating to this particular scenario and says, hey guys, can I have some fun? You probably could afford to finish the Herald here, I think. If you're doing this and looking at it, you're like, could have done it. Dragon is huge. Mountain Dragon is absolutely huge at this stage. We don't need to force dragons early as you're seeing as a farming jungler. If you're Shyvana, if it's available to you, yeah, sure. If you have to take it because they're taking Herald, yeah, sure. But don't overcompromise your own econ to force a dragon that doesn't make sense. And the Dyna did a great job of that this game. This is really nice. Smooth gameplay. Really smooth gameplay. I like it. And you can see the buffs, while they're not absolutely huge, if you know Dyna quite well, you'll feel them, right? You'll feel those buffs just a little bit. It's difficult to quantify like a 10% AP ratio or like minusing or adding 2 or 3 damage here and there. If you don't main the champion, you won't notice it if you're playing it casually. But if you're going literally from playing 50 to 100 games of Dyna to playing another 50 to 100 games of Dyna, and this patch drops in the middle, you will notice the feel in tight situations. That's why I like these buffs. I don't like them when they're nerfs onto Kindreds and Rek'Sais that you know, don't do anything. But I was so excited for Best Junglers, man. I was like, all right, let's see if those Kindred nerfs hit hard. Rek'Sai nerfs. No. And there we go. They're still the best in the game. Now, that's why I like the Shyvana. I honestly think for general player base, that AD Shyvana build from yesterday will be good. Can we just follow the Diana? Thank you. It will be pretty good. Because you don't want to go AP, it's difficult. You need spacing and a lot more understanding about being squishy and things like that. Which is, of course, one of the difficult things about playing those kinds of champions. But in this case, you're just a strong AD Fister fighter. And while that specific build might not be the juice, the Trinity Force is good, the Titanic will be good, And I think Sterex and Stoneplate and other tanky items, they're going to be really, really good for you. And if you wanted to go more like Iceborne and you wanted to go things like Blood of the Rune King and Drain Tank, there are options to do that. But I think it's going to be best to play the champion that way. Meanwhile, in this game, Cassante yeets the Rel once more back into the backline. Diana says, yo, I got Q3. Oh, that's a nice ult, all in engage from the Dyna, and obviously that stopwatch and the flash Q, rocket belt there, we hit that as well. We have smite and Q should be up very, very shortly. She's going for the plank. Can we hit the Q before she goes? Yes, we can. Can we hit the Q before she goes over the wall? That came out as activate the Herald. Punch down this here Raptor camp. Join your team. Exquisitely smooth, fluid, and enjoyable Diana mechanics. This is how you play Diana. Losing early, had to lose a red buff early. Ashe pissing me off more than anyone in the history of mankind. And just knowing what to take, what to give up, how to flow, when to cut. Excellent punishment of the Ashe there, which we loved. And now we're sitting at 12,000 gold. By far the most, no one else is even at 10k. Like, this is the absolute definition of Diana 1v9. Does not get more 1v9 than this. And these quick thinking fights, you're seeing wonderful, wonderful, really, really nice. Really, really nice. Now, obviously, the classic, hey, they're going back to base after taking an inhib, let's go do the Baron. This is normal, which is why I think typically you want to maybe pull back to the Baron if you don't have too much cash reset, but obviously it's risky because they spend all their gold and you don't, so you don't really want to do that. You want to go back to base and rotate as soon as possible, and we almost got there, but the red team did a good job. They're allowed to make this play, right? This is the best that you can expect from blue team's perspective, is to kill two. Yeah, they get the Baron and the bounty and the catch-up and they can hold, but they're not going to win the game from it if you play properly as the blue team. So you can argue, hey, we should just ditch this and go here, but do you win the fight otherwise? If everyone's low and there's 5,000-6,000 gold in pocket combined, it's not worth it. You will lose the fight then. It's better to reset and kind of just rotate as soon as possible. Red team made a good quick call. That's on them. Like, they're allowed to do that. However, someone will have to cover this. Jace can split this one as well. And everyone most likely will look for a pick onto this one. It does hit the Diana here. We do have the Zhonya's now. And the Renekton just goes pop. Well, that did not work out as intended. Whoa! I love the rocket belt into that combo. It is so long, the range that you can engage from, especially front to back. And if you nail it, right, if you absolutely nail it R every time like that, no one can escape you front to back. And that's a thing some assassins, a lot of assassins just don't have. They can't go from here to here and surprise that missed position as well as a Diana can. But you got to make sure you hit it right? Or you will die. Jace is just like, can someone deal with me, please? Because I'm doing this. They've got Baron, but who really cares at this stage? Okay, a lot of gold in pocket. Let's take all our camps. Refresh, and rebase, and rebuy, and reinvest. And, ceramic coat your cars, and everything like that. And let's go down and take this here Dragon. And then we can most likely just group up and end the game, I think. In theory, we want to go top lane for sure, but we'll take the objective as well. Move into this side, push this up a little bit. We can have someone go here. Ideally, the Jace, so that we can push up, cut, and we can all handle our business. In the meantime, the Cassante is out of position. It's going to yeet the Rel, and Rel's going to say, help me! No one helps her. And then in the meantime, GP's down here. Obviously, now we're back up to this particular stage. Renekton died very quickly. He popped his ult, he's just like, I'm going in, and Gangplank's like, okay, barrels, baby, barrels. This champion is something else. Push up bottom lane. Mid lane will push as well. Don't actually have to go top at this stage, because we do have numbers advantage. That's the benefit of this particular stuff. Charm activated. All the Charm is doing is kind of deterring the full engage. But we have another death, a needlessly large rogue, fully stacked Mejai's. We'll get decap. Oh my shit! This is what I'm talking about, right? I love this snappy decision making. The damage is absolutely obscene. Watch this. Here we go. All right. We're waiting for someone to step out of position. Okay. She flashes in, hits that R off the bat. Right. We've got our E used. We've got the W used. Unfortunately, we didn't get the full reset there. That's a small downside to that, not hitting that Q first. But we just pulled the trigger, instantaneous kills. Right. And obviously now we have the Q to finish off. We have the stopwatch to to bide some time until our E comes off cooldown as well. And we have a W available. Brilliant. So, if you can obviously do all of that while hitting your Q and getting the E refresh, you're fine. But again, it doesn't matter. It's all about that maximized burst flash ER combo. Good job, Jace. Yeah, we like it. We like it. This was an exquisite example of Diana carry gameplay. How the buffs have just made her a bit more for those who main her. And hey, join me in the Virkayu.gg Discord. Join me in the bootcamp. Let's talk more about this. Submit your champions. Submit your technologies. Let's get better together. Thank you very much for watching. See you all in the next one.